Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at issue 28 of the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine. It's right here. It will cost you £7.99, and this issue contains the other two sprues, because there's 4 in total, to complete your Chaos Rhino. You can have it as a Death Guard one, you can have it as a Word Bearers one, which I probably might do, or whichever sort of Chaos Army you want to go for. You can even just have it as a normal Space Marine Rhino, but unfortunately, because this whole collection contains Primaris, you're not going to be able to put them in it. So unless you've got other Space Marines, probably be best to keep it as a Rhino to put your Death Guard in, because they are a bit slow, but they are quite tough. Anyway, as always, it costs you £7.99. They do charge you the full £32 at the end of every month, and you get all of the issues in the box. So there's the sprue, lots and lots of chaosy parts. We'll go through them in a fair bit after we've had a little look at the issue itself. So it says, complete your Rhino, learn about Mortarion, add transports to your games. So, Predator battle tank. So it starts off, I don't think you get a Predator as well, which is really quite sad. It's sad when it goes through articles like Mortarion and things of models that you just don't get with subscription. I don't know whether it's there to just boost your knowledge or to just tease you, I don't know. Anyway, it talks about the Predator battle tank, because of course last issue they talked about the Rhino. The Predator chassis, that's a lovely cutout there. I love it when they do things like that. There's a really classic Land Raider one that you should go and check out. Death Guard Predator battle tank. There you go. That's a lovely picture, and there's some more images there. That's quite an interesting one. Look at that. Haven't seen that one before. It's an excoriator. It's an older model Predator of the Purge. During the assault on St. Gellius, it destroyed an entire PDF platoon. I take it they're the guys that created that software that you use at work. Anyway, it looks like an autocannon, or an older autocannon, with the heavy bolters there. But that's kind of like a Deimos or Demos pattern hull. If you've never seen one before, if you go on Forge World and type in Predator, you'll probably see a few Predators that look like that with that hull. Death on Damnos, a Spear of Macragge, Mortarion, Birth of a Primarch, Barbarous. So a couple of pages there. Be interesting to see if they're just ripped out of the codex, but there we go. How to paint your Death Guard Rhino. So now that you've got all of the pieces, you can actually go back to issue 27 and build it, and then this is the guide that teaches you how to paint it. There you go. Looks okay. And then you get a tank like that. That's quite usable. And then it talks about transports, embarking and disembarking capacity, and then you got the data sheet as well. So pretty decent. You know, it's got toughness of 7, it's got 10 wounds, and a save of 3+. The Havoc launcher is the way to go, because you've got 48-inch range, heavy D6, strength 5, AP 0, and damage of 1. Yeah, that means it could get one shot, but most likely it's going to get however, it could get 6 shots, so you can have this far away, pumping out those shots if you really want. But you know, if you're going to put Death Guard in it, then, and it can transport 10 of them, don't know how they all squidge in, but they do. That's the main reason you go for it. And if you're going to be taking them across the battlefield, having the combi bolter is also pretty good, because it's a shorter range, and you're guaranteed those 2 shots. Then you've just got blank pager, and then a mission briefing, mechanised warfare, and a bit of a deployment. So you've got Rhino and Blight Hauler enter the map there, and you've got Space Marine deployment zone. And then a little look at issue 29 and 30. So you get your officers, and then you get your Rise of Ruins, I think they are. Okay, let's have a look at these sprues then. So these are all the chaosy bits. Again, you don't have to have it as Death Guard. I might have mine as Word Bearers, But you get a few of these spiky Chaos parts. You need to clip these plugs off. You've got a Space Marine head there and a human skull. Looks like a zombified skull. That looks bigger than a human head there. A couple more skulls, some chains, some spikes. I always like these dragon type exhaust vent things. Oh, okay, I guess I'm Superman today. And then you've got the spikes for the sort of dozer blade thing. That's pretty cool. I always try and put them on the Chaos vehicles. It's got more chains and some spiky pieces to go on the armour, which I don't think they've used. So that's one sprue, but it's now transformed into two. This is the other one. Again, more Chaos specific pieces, like some spikes, some hooks, some more dozer blade things. The different sigils, markings of Chaos. I think that's Nurgle, Khorne, don't know, is that Slanesh? Yeah, and then, or is that Slanesh? I don't know. They get confusing after a while. And there's Chaos Undivided. The Stormbolt is pretty cool because it's got a blade on it. It's also got a flamer. It's really interesting. Maybe you can put a flamer on the top. Probably can. Anyway, there's a Havoc launcher and a smoke launcher. Smoke launchers look really cool. And then your hatches, Chaos specific heads for the guy that goes on top. And the cupolas, I think they're called, or you know, top hatches, and so on. So fair few Chaosy bits. Definitely one of the most, I say, complex kits. It's not really complex. It's just there's lots of parts. This sprue, when I found out that they were going to do a full you know, Space Marine Rhino or Chaos Space Marine Rhino kit in the set, I thought, wow, this is the first time we're going to get a full kit that you can, you know, get separately. Not an easy to build kit and not a Dark Imperium monopose kit. This is the first kind of full kit you can get out there that has many parts, and it'll be your first experience of having lots of parts in a kit. Anyway, that is issue 28. Thank you ever so much for joining me. What do you guys think? I think it's nice that we get a Rhino. Yes, it costs £16 to get a Rhino, and probably similar price if you get it from a third party. But still, it's such an iconic vehicle that it's great to have it with the Death Guard. You will be getting a transport super tank, the Repulsor, at some point for the Primaris, but that's a long way off. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Papa bless.